There you go, Stuart Piddle on the most targeted citizen, and man, is it happening today. You can go and survey, and I implore you to do this. I want you to get on the internet, on YouTube, and Google targeted individuals. And I want you to look at the diversity of people just like me, just not like me, nothing like me, or somewhat similar to me. Hundreds, if not thousands of people that are in this program explaining the same exact symptoms, everything that I'm telling you they're experiencing all over America, Mexico, Canada, Russia, the world, all over the world, experiencing the same exact things that I'm experiencing. They are testing weapons on the American public and people around the world. Each country has these weapons, and they're using them on the populace. You think I just woke up one day and said, you know what, I just think I'm tired of making $250,000 a year. I'm tired of having 5 Harley Davidsons tagged and insured. I'm tired of having 10 acres of land and a beautiful family. I think I want to just stop all that. I want to fake like I'm crazy to get attention on YouTube, and at which time I didn't know what YouTube was. I want to throw away everything that I worked my life for. I just don't want to work no more. So I'm going to do all that with the possibility of acting crazy and getting disability. With the possibility, I'm throwing away $250,000 a year with the possibility of getting disability, which pays $736 a month. Mind you, I don't get disability. I don't get help. Think about that. I don't do this for attention. I do this to bring awareness to the next person that's suffering so they won't make the same mistakes that I did when my targeting went overt. This program is killing people all over the world. It's making people do things that people don't want to do. When you got your voice in your head telling you to go out and commit some kind of crime or atrocity, and you don't know that's not your voice, that is a scary situation. And let me tell you this. Schizophrenia does not come in when you're 30, 35 years old. It doesn't. It shows itself when you're a child. When you're a child. Many psychiatrists, real psychiatrists and psychologists are experiencing this, and they are afraid to speak out. But many have spoken out to exactly what's happening to me and many others. There's not a pill, not one pill. There's not any pharmaceuticals that's going to take these voices out of your head when you're targeting an individual, because it's a machine that's doing it. I can show you video after video after video of the same exact weapons being used on innocent people like me. But what it takes is someone willing to believe. It's not that far of a stretch that the United States wouldn't do this to their citizens. They've been doing it since it was formed in the United States. These weapons are being used on a mass scale right now in America. And yet me being the whistleblower get attacked relentlessly for it. Oh, he's a fraud. He's a con artist. He's trying to make YouTube dollars. Let me tell you this much. I have lost more money having a YouTube channel than I would have ever tried to make. You can ask any person that's known me for 10, 20, 30 years if I'm crazy. And number two, you can ask them if I am a dishonest person, because there's not one person on this planet that knows me that would claim me to be dishonest, and definitely not lazy. They're taking away free will. You see, once you deem somebody mentally ill, you can take away their rights. The right to vote, right to bear arms, their right to be free. You can do that in America. And now they're getting ready to pass legislation with all the jackasses in the comments saying, we need to take away your guns. No crime committed. None of that. But you would just say, well, just take away your guns. Well, let me tell you this much. I'm the man you want in the foxhole with you. Trust me on that. You want somebody that knows how to handle themselves in a stressful situation. Because I've been put through the ringer. And I'm still here fighting for you. believe it, but as real as the day is long. God bless. I'll come back in a minute and let you know what's going on now. And anyone that's been on my channel for any amount of time knows the troubles I've had out of my internet service. 3 years I've had Spectrum internet service. 3 years. We've had the worst service you can imagine in 3 years. Now, they've replaced my modem, my router, the wiring in my home, the wiring on the pole. More than 3 times they've replaced everything. They're currently at the house now replacing everything again. The sections in which you have your cable, there are sections for each customer. These sections are called nodes. Each node normally has anywhere from, my node initially had 400 customers. 400 people were in my node. So they went and they split my node in half because they said, oh, that's just not enough bandwidth for everybody on your node, so we're going to split it in half. So they split the node in half to 200. So I should get twice as much bandwidth, if I'm not using the correct term, just go along with what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell you what they told me. So that should have fixed everything. Well, it didn't. I can watch certain cars go by my house, and when they go down the road, boom, my internet shuts off. Like somebody's got a switch and turns it off. As soon as my internet goes out, this was before I just finally got fed up with it, my internet would go out. I'd pick up the phone, stay on hold, and as soon as I got an operator on the line to talk to, the internet would magically restore itself and turn brand new again. Instantly. Like somebody was sitting there watching me, turning my internet on as I got an operator on the phone. You see, I went through the handbook for gang stalkers and the program. Everything I do is logged in and recorded. There are cameras in my house, and they use your cell phone. People need to stop putting as much importance in their devices. They think, well, the government tracks you by your cell phone. That's 1990s technology. They now have the ability to track you through your frequency. They have come up with the right program to do that. They have the technology now to convert your DNA sequence and equate to what it means for your electrical frequency. Just like a radio has a station, every person has their own frequency, and they can type into that frequency and find you, because it is actually more, how do I say this correctly? You know, we can identify you by your fingerprints, okay? And that's pretty gosh darn reliable, because no person has the right fingerprint, has the same fingerprint. With your frequency, that is even trillions of times more accurate than your fingerprints. Like, it is not a question who has that genetic code and who has that electrical frequency. For reals. And I've shown videos on that as well. That's how they're tracking you. You can, because I've done it before. I have literally took my cell phone, took the battery out, turned it off, set it down, and crawled in a car and tried to escape. And went around hiding everywhere I went, hiding. And as soon as I popped my head out, there's a drone or a plane directly over me. And so follows everyone else that's stalking me. As you see right behind me, black SUV. Everything in front of me, all white vehicles. It's already started. Just got on this road. Just literally turned on Old Shelby Road, North Carolina. And everything around me is black and white vehicles. Again. Look, here we go again, look. Black. Oh, that was blue. Oh, we got blues today. 2 blues. Black SUV. Here we go again. And all this is sensitization. Boom. Non-stop terrorism. Just open your mind and ask yourself, black truck, ask yourself, what do I really have to gain? See, my channels are not monetized. They're not. I don't make a dime off it. And where I used to get donations, the gatekeepers of this program and the trolls have tried their best to shut that down. Why do they try so hard to silence me? See, this is their way of slowing me down. This is a 45 mile an hour, 50 mile an hour road, and we're doing 20. See, this is their way of slowing me down so I don't get in my deer stand until later. And they're slowing me down for the bus to be in front of me. I'll run up on a school bus now because they've slowed me down that much. Everything in my life. As I said, I read from the Gang Stalkers playbook. I read it on screen, 2 or 3 different episodes, reading their exactly. I mean, they have a handbook for what they do to us, an actual handbook, and people are still and another white one. Oh, you're just crazy, as he does 35 miles an hour, just to slow me down. And it's not going to end. This program's going to get bigger. It's only going to get worse. They're literally taking away free will and controlling the minds of people in this country. Nobody wants to believe it. Nobody wants to believe it. Well, I'm going to keep shouting it through all the death threats, through all the harassment. No one else on this planet would put up with what I put up with to try to expose this evil. With no another black vehicle, for nothing. I'm doing all this because I simply care. Just like when I reached out to Motorsource Molly, I care about that young lady because she's a human, for one, but because I'm a dad, and if something like this happened to my daughter, I would go through a minefield to protect and defend her. And yet the American people are the worst in the world. And I saw on the news last night, the new batch of methamphetamines are bringing psychosis and hallucinations like never before. Wow, isn't that a way to sell it? Because I can tell you, I've seen shadow people, I've seen holograms, I've heard voices that weren't there, I've seen things in my house just disappear right in front of me. And hopefully soon, my lawyer of 25, almost 30 years, the same exact lawyer I've had the whole time. Look how slow he's going. See? That slow intentionally. And he's just going to pull off and wait. Because that's where he got the order to. Just go right there. Now he's going to get out. Look. Gang stalker. Gang stalker. See? Pulled off the side of the road to see where he's got to go to get his orders next. See? Sitting there waiting for me. He did his job. He slowed me down. I forgot. I lost my train of thought. It's only going to get worse. Psychiatrists and psychologists know this is happening because I've been to them. I've went to them, showed them my evidence, and they were shocked. And like, we've heard about this, but we're just not allowed to comment. We're not allowed to do anything. We're just told that if you have this symptom, we have to give you this drug because they get kickbacks. Big Pharma's controlling it all. But get back to my point. Hopefully sooner not later, my attorney, who we are completely opposite in this world that we live in. We are opposites in almost everywhere, but every way except race. He'll tell you that drugs have never been an issue for me. Addiction has never been an issue for me. I'm not a liar, and unfortunately for my attorney, I'm not a liar, because there are times when he would want me to say something different than what I do, and I refuse to change my morals. I'm so adamant about my faith. I haven't had sex in almost 2.5 years because I'm not legally married to the woman I'm with. That's how adamant I am about my faith, and that's coming from a person who was a sex addict their whole entire life. I was a sex addict from the time I first knew about sex until about 4 years ago. Until I realized that I was being trafficked. This program, as it's doing to Motorsports Molly, they are trafficking in humans. Because if they can control your mind, they can control what you do with your body. That would explain her OnlyFriends account. That would explain working in a club, because they've put me in situations like that for me to perform. And I'm not joking when I tell you I was sex trafficked by this program. If you don't have control of your mind, you have no control at all. None. And I can assure you, They can change the channels on your mind easier than you can change the channel on your TV. The technology they have is 1,000 years beyond anything you yourself can imagine. But thankfully for me, I can show you the patents, and I'll probably do that tonight since Tina's off work, and I'll get on her cell phone and record from her cell phone. But I can show you the patents for literal mind control. I can show you the patents for literally being able, for the patents for the machines that they use to read the human mind. I can show you the patents where they can see through my eyes in real time. Everything that I see, they see through a computer screen. They see literally through my eyes. They can pick up the signal that my retina is sending to my brain. That's what you don't understand. They don't need bugs. They don't need little spyware. They don't need any of that. They have hacked the human mind. Ask yourself, is Nancy Pelosi really that geriatric and dumb and yet holds power? You think she sits around and thinks about these ideas? Really? They're controlling everything. They're controlling everything. Just like when you see mobs, like these riots last year. Why didn't all the riots stop? Nothing in America changed except the president. And they don't like Joe Biden either, but all the riots stopped. Why? Because they're not pumping those frequencies into the atmosphere. They're not pumping in the frequencies to the world. All these white and black cars, I just kind of forgot about them. They're not pumping all that. Listen, remember what I said. Satan is the god and the power of the air. He controls the air. Earth belongs to Satan. There's another 2 white vehicles. Satan controls all the air on earth. This is his domain. God cast Satan out of heaven, and Satan came here, and he's been running the show ever since. Every day, Satan, every moment and every day, his goal is to kill God's children. So if he can't get people to give up God on their own, he manipulates their minds through evil scientists with technology to do it. This technology is the equivalent to modern day witchcraft. It is. And they're using it on you, and you don't even believe it. Stuart Pittler on the most targeted citizen. Another black vehicle on the way to the hunting. God bless.